Never trust a ghost with a pretty smile and a sad story. Nova knew that. The ghost of her great-great-great-grandmother, Elaine, had warned her back when she first found out she was a medium. It was up at the top of the list Nova scrawled for herself, above the warning not to use scented candles for ghost hunting, and right below the one to never bring ghosts home. But Nova reasoned, as she slid the candles into her backpack, every rule had exceptions. Nova, absolutely not. James's voice floated in a moment before his form melted through the wall into the kitchen. James Allen Clark, former butler of the Penrose Manor and Nova's current best friend, glided to a stop. His black and white coloring suited him particularly well. Like some kind of film noir movie star, James was never seen without his three-piece suit complete with tails. Nova must have interrupted his routine because his normally flawless hair swooped over his forehead. If he weren't thoroughly vexed with Nova, she would tell him he looked every bit the dashing rogue. Instead, Nova shifted to face James as if she could hide the contents of her backpack with her body. She knew you couldn't hide things from a ghost, but it never stopped her from trying. Mind your business. My darling, you are my business. It would be cruel to leave her there, Nova said, not adding that it took 3 trips to the graveyard to even get the ghost to reveal herself to Nova. It's my duty. I have to. James gave her a look that said he knew Nova hadn't even asked if the ghost wanted her help. This is why I told you not to go again. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist. I can't, Nova agreed, stuffing the rest of her ghost hunting supplies into her bag around the candles. Incense ball, salt, lily petals, lighter. She needs me. Nova was about 200 years younger than James, and he never let her forget it. While James had centuries as a ghost to learn all the rules about the afterlife, Nova was still figuring it out. Up until she was 18, ghosts only existed in scary stories. But when Grandma Elaine's ghost floated in, smelling like baby powder and wet earth, a sense of calm washed over Nova. Maybe it was because she had the same moon-tinted hair and button nose that Nova had. Or maybe it was because the word she'd been searching for her entire life, always on the tip of her tongue but just out of reach, finally appeared. Medium. As Grandma Elaine told it, she came from a long line of mediums. Soon after meeting, Grandma Elaine passed into the next plane of existence, which meant Nova had to learn a lot of the rules alone. Well, mostly. James had been with Nova in the apartment behind the Penrose Manor for the last 7 years. He'd witnessed firsthand the mistakes she made along the way, so his concern wasn't completely unfounded. Hoisting her backpack over her shoulder, Nova smiled sweetly at James. I know you're not a fan of the graveyard, but I love it. Her skin hummed with anticipation just thinking about all the souls that wandered between tombstones. It calls to me. You don't have to answer every call you receive. But this one, I have to. He tutted at her. Not every ghost is good. Not everyone is bad, either. It was an argument they'd had many times. James wasn't wrong. Nova could smell souls, and the graveyard was ripe with the scent of bad. Rotten, decaying, and sulfurous. Truly, it was nauseating. But in between the putrid, whiffs of something nicer, sometimes floral, sometimes sweet, drifted through. At times, Nova couldn't place the scent exactly, but she knew, deep in her soul, that good hid among the rotten. James sighed, knowing Nova was going whether he approved or not.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.